Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all is well. Thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. If you end up enjoying this video, be free to smash that like button and click that subscribe button for more content. I really do appreciate the support. You guys are absolutely amazing. And I wanted to talk about the Houston Rockets tonight because they really fascinate me when I take a look at their roster. I take a look at their front office, obviously take a look at their head coach of Steven Silas, and can they be the New Orleans Pelicans of last year that they start off very shaky, but then they catch fire in the second half of the season. They sneak into the play-in. Eventually, they are that eighth seed, and they gave the Phoenix Suns some fits. And obviously, there's higher expectations for the Pelicans this upcoming season that they're not a playing team. Zion's healthy. You obviously acquired CJ McCollum. You have him for a full season. Can Brandon Ingram take another leap in this? And what I mean by taking a leap, play better without the basketball. So I feel like the difference, though, between that Pelicans team and this Rockets team is maybe the talent was more proven. Obviously, Zion wasn't a huge X factor of them going on to go to the play-in. They had a proven player that they acquired of CJ McCollum. Brandon Ingram really proved himself. And the Houston Rockets, they have talent, but it comes down to consistently showing it or showing it on a consistent basis. Jalen Green, I think he is one of the highest upsides in this league. Same thing with an Alperen Sengun, but it comes down to the consistency, still getting used to the NBA game, and I think they have the chance to take a huge step forward. Kevin Porter Jr., is he going to cement himself as the Houston Rockets starting point guard moving forward? I think he has tons of talent. I liked him coming out of USC. And how's his basketball IQ going to be? Like, some people have questions about like his demeanor or just his personality off the court, but I personally think he does have that dog in him. And obviously they acquired a Jabari Smith Jr. when it came to the 2022 NBA draft, top 3 draft pick, went on to be selected with the 3rd overall pick. And some people were high on him coming out of Auburn. I personally was high on him. And when you take a look at this Rocket squad, head coach Steven Silas, can he get the most out of this young talent at the end of the day? And projectedly, when you take a look at their starting lineup, Kevin Porter Jr. is going to be their starting point guard, unless there's a shock and like Trey Burke starts with, which I doubt, or Ty Washington. I don't think Ty Washington is going to prove himself right off the bat in training camp due to lack of NBA experience. And Kevin Porter Jr. is more athletic, and I think there's more shot creation there. You could say, is kind of more of a traditional point guard, where some people like to say that, even though his assist numbers were not high coming out of Kentucky. And I just think there's more upside with Kevin Porter Jr. at the point guard position. Personally, then you have Jalen Green starting. Eric Gordon, I do think, is going to get the nod to start. And then you take a look at the power forward position, you're going to be starting Jabari Smith, who is a rookie, and then Alperen Sengun, who I'm very high on. And I think these players complement each other very well. And Jalen Green, I feel he didn't get enough credit when it came to his rookie year. Like, he gets credit, but I don't think people realize how deadly and how amazing he was in the second half of the season, or specifically after All-Star break in those 22-23 games that he averaged 23 points per game. His efficiency went up, his playmaking went up, his energy on the boards, he got better defensively. You could tell he adjusted to the physicality of the NBA. So another year under Jalen Green's belt in the NBA, just figuring out how to win games, having Eric Gordon there to continue to help him out, because as much as you love young talent, I believe you still need veterans in this league to be successful that have had experience in this league. And I think having Eric Gordon is going to be huge. But you watch Jalen Green play, he plays with a high motor. He just has that flash to his game. He has that swag. And he reminded me of Bradley Beal a little bit when it came to coming out of G League Ignite, obviously one of the top players coming out of high school. And I remember making a video on my other channel, Clutch B-Ball TV. Will the Pistons shock the world? Take Jalen Green over Cade Cunningham. And when you watch Jalen Green play, I do think he has the potential to have even a deeper bag this year, because him coming out of G League Ignite or his rookie year, you saw that snatch back in his bag, which some of the top players in the league have, specifically a Bradley Beal. And his ability to cover so much ground with that snatch back is going to make him extremely deadly year after year. Extremely quick first step. He has that burst, high level athleticism. He's a freak in the open floor, and he's starting to read the floor a lot better. And consistently getting to that mid-range shot will be huge. Maybe adding a fadeaway more on a consistent basis. And there's some inconsistencies with his shot mechanics, but he did show that, like in the second half of the season when he improved, that he has the capability of shooting it from the outside and improving and maturing on the defense side of the basketball. His playmaking, consistently making the right read, and his shot selection do need some work, but he's potential to be one of the top scorers in this league. He has the work ethic for it. He has the potential bag for it. He has the confidence. He just has a natural scoring ability, very good fluidity. He's getting stronger, and I really believe he takes the NBA very serious, and he just takes his craft very serious. Kevin Porter Jr., I think he has the ability to score the ball once again, and 6 assists per game was really damn good. He wasn't really thought of as a true point guard coming out of USC or coming out of college. Seeing the progression with him is awesome. It just comes down to how many games is he going to play, how's his attitude going to be. I feel that's always been a question with Kevin Porter Jr., how engaged is he going to be defensively, because when he is engaged, he has the potential or the ability to be a solid defender, and he has very good fluidity getting to the rack. He's shown he could just score the ball at will. And I like his ability in the pick and roll, potentially with a Jabari Smith Jr. and Alperen Sengun, because getting over to Jabari Smith Jr., he got a lot of hate coming, like, when it came to the Summer League, because maybe he wasn't putting up some flashy highlights like a Jaden Ivey or a Chet Holmgren or a Paolo Banchero, because when you take a look at the difference between like a Jaden Ivey, you take a look at a Paolo Banchero, Chet Holmgren, those guys were able to consistently create offense for themselves, while Jabari Smith Jr. has to rely upon other players or certain personnel to create offense for them, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. Yes, his handle needs to get better. His handle is extremely loose. He didn't really consistently create shots off the dribble or consistently create his own shot at Auburn. He showed he could do it. Like, he has that nice fluidity of getting to that fall away mid-range jumper. Like, he has that fadeaway in his bag, which I love. He has a good feel for the game, even though his passing, his IQ needs to get better. But his ability to shoot the three ball, his three-point shot's going to translate, and his defensive versatility is absolutely off the charts. And obviously, he could snag rebounds, but his hips are so fluid. There's such a great flexibility of him outside on the perimeter, his ability to block shots in the interior, his discipline. I think he's just going to impact the game at such a high level, and the defense is going to lead to offense, and he's going to complement Alperen Sengun so well. Alperen may not be the tallest guy in the world, but you have Jabari's length, you have you have his ability to distribute the ball, his high basketball IQ, his feel for the game, and he's going to be able to create offense for Jabari Smith Jr. while that part of his game is still progressing of creating, because you look, or scoring for himself or creating his own shot when that's progressing, because Alperen Sengun is one of the best setters up in the league of setting shots up for other people. His basketball IQ is off the charts for a big man, and maybe he's a little undersized. He's not even 7 foot, I believe. And when you watch him in the post, when you watch him get the ball in the interior, the defense just attracts to him, because you see the finesse with his game. You see his footwork. You see his face-up game, which he eventually goes to the post. He just has such a unique style of play, and he's even worked out with Hakeem Olajuwon, which is freaking awesome. There's a video out there on the internet, and that's what he needs to work on. But he attracts the defense. He has such a good feel for the game, getting the defensive collapse, kicking it outside of the perimeter, finding someone inside, and just taking a look at Alperen Sengun's footwork and watching him when it came to Team Turkey or just coming out of the draft in general. I was really high on him. If you take a look at my other channel, Clutch B-Ball TV, I talked about him. The drop step, he has a mini dream shake, nice little hook shot, and you see the progression when it came to playing overseas this offseason or playing with Team Turkey. Looks like he's starting to consistently add a fadeaway, and the touch has always been there. I love how he has this unique ability at the free throw line. He makes a Turkish wish or prayer when he's shooting a free throw. I heard that he's not doing that as much. I saw him not do it in one of the games. I hope he continues to do it, because I think it's very unique. Maybe he's not the most athletic in the world, but he makes up for it with his basketball IQ. And me saying he's not the most athletic in the world, he's an underrated athlete. He could still jam it on someone, but I feel that part of his game definitely gets left out. He doesn't move laterally that well on the defense side of the basketball. But the thing I love about Alperen Sengun is he knows his limitations. He knows he's not a Zion high-level type of athlete, when healthy, above-the-rim type of guy like a Zach LaVine. But he understands when he has to play straight hands-up fundamental defense, and He understands when he needs someone to help so he doesn't end up fouling and trying to make some hero play on the defense side of the basketball. But he could pass the heck out of the basketball. He could score in the interior. He understands his limitations. High basketball IQ. And one of the reasons I'm so high on this Rockets team is because Jabari Smith Jr., am I expecting him to be fantastic offensively? No. But I expect him to impact the game at such a high level defensively. We'll see if it's at an Evan Mobley level. I don't think it will be. But I think he's going to be one of the best rookies, or maybe the best defensive rookie, which I mean to say he's going to be able to shoot the three ball, which is the recipe of success, that's the recipe of success, or for success in today's NBA, 3 and D. Jalen Green, he's only going to get better. What he did at the end of the season, the second half of the season, was tremendous. Absolutely off the charts. Alperen Sengun, he's going to consistently start. Last season, it was so frustrating just seeing his minutes be inconsistent. He has so much talent, but it comes down to Stephen Silas putting these guys in the position to be successful. He didn't consistently make adjustments. Kevin Porter Jr., what is he going to do? And you look at the other, the rest of this roster. Am I in love with their depth? No. But I really do like Jae'Sean Tate, who was really old as a rookie. Some people forget how he's pretty old because he played overseas. A lot of transferring going on in his basketball career, but he's a good athlete, can get after it defensively. I heard he's improving offensively as well. I've seen it in workout clips. I've seen it in the offseason. It's awesome to hear about his work ethic and how much he believes in this Rocket squad. You have Garrison Matthews, who could shoot the heck out of the basketball, even though actually there were some inconsistent moments with him even before he arrived with the Rockets. There was inconsistency with Washington, or ups and downs, but he has stretches that he can't miss from beyond the arc, just running around screens. But if the Houston Rockets go on to be successful, yes, it comes down to what's their definition of successful. Good enough to make the play, and they sneak into there. I don't think it's just going to come down to Eric Gordon starting. I do think maybe there's different ways of this team being successful. It could be the experience route with Eric Gordon starting, or Eric Gordon kind of struggles a little bit, and then you see big-time progression from a Tari Eason. Tari Eason is the forward out of LSU, and he could potentially be a starter there moving forward. When I think of a street ball player out there on the basketball floor, or a grindy, tough player, I think of Tari Eason, because that's what I saw coming out of LSU. This dude does not take a play off at all. Yes, he is unique, unorthodox mechanics. He dips the ball a lot. You could say the ball's a little too next to his right ear, but I'm not a shot doctor at the end of the day. But he is unorthodox mechanics, but it went in. Maybe it's a little flat. But in Summer League, at LSU, second chance opportunity after second chance opportunity, he'll do whatever it takes to help his team win basketball games. If it's a huge steal, if it's a huge block, if it's a big-time rebound, boxing out so the opposing team doesn't get another opportunity with the basketball to potentially win the game. This dude is a team basketball player that plays extremely hard, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he does with the Houston Rockets, and he could be a very nice energy piece, and I think he's going to be contagious and help the Rockets maybe not win games this upcoming season. Maybe he'll have games that he helps them win, but definitely in the future, I think he's going to be a huge piece. Usman Garuba, didn't get to see much of him his rookie year. What is he going to do? You see him in the offseason playing with his international squad as well. This team's just fascinating to me. Eric Gordon, he's older, but he could still shoot that out of the basketball. He's still such a great leader. He could still score and hit big shots for you. I'm just so looking forward to seeing what this Rocket squad is going to do. Are they going to sneak into the play-in? And even if they don't, that's all right. Another year under their belt. But is Stephen Silas kind of on the hot seat? I know he was there when James Harden was there. Weird situation. Then James Harden got traded. So this is going to be his third year with this Rocket squad. I'm not saying I would fire him. I know some Rockets fans aren't the biggest fan of him, but I wonder with the Rockets ownership, the GM, the president of basketball operations, expectations are this upcoming season. You have a third overall pick, you have a second overall pick. Alperen Sengun was a first round draft pick. It's all right, it's time. We want to see progression. We want to see maybe 34, 35 wins. We're not asking for a lot. And if they're still winning 20 games, is Stephen Silas on the way out? I'm really looking forward to seeing what's going to go on to unfold when it comes to this Rocket squad personally. But Josh Christopher as well. When you take a look at Josh Christopher, I'm personally not the biggest fan of Josh Christopher. He's a good athlete. He can shot create, but I don't think he's the best of basketball IQ. Plays too much hero ball. He has that dog in him. He's gonna have games that he scores the heck out of the ball. But personally, I don't think he always makes the right basketball play. But he's still young. He still has room to grow in that department. But David Nwaba, not expecting much from him. Kenyon Martin Jr., he's a high energy, athletic guy that can block shots. Not as great as his father, but you see that energy out of him as well. Deshaun Nix, he was part of G League Ignite, came out the same year as Jalen Green. Raw, it looks like he's in better shape. But who do you think is going to have that backup point guard spot locked up for the Rockets? Is it going to be Trey Burke based off of experience? Is it going to be Ty Washington? They acquired Sterling Brown, maybe a solid depth piece or an okay depth piece. He's not the best in the world. Do you think this team is still too young, not enough experience to make it to the play-in, or do you think this natural talent is going to take them to the play-in? Let me know down below your thoughts on this Houston Rockets squad. Peace out, y'all.